Hi, baby girls. Hi, baby boys. Welcome back to yet another episode of V.L.G. Vibrant Little Girl. I am your loving host, Radonde Sarah, and I am hoping that you guys are having a spectacular day, a wholesome day, an awesome day because I know I am. I know I am. Well, today I want us to talk about emotional intelligence and how it benefits you as its beholder. What is emotional intelligence? At least in my book, in one of the many ways that emotional intelligence can be interpreted and explained, I chose to go the most simplest route because I'm all about simplicity over here. Well, in my book, emotional intelligence is having a kind and a gentle undertone towards yourself. Let me simplify it further. Treating yourself as though you will treat your friend. Allow that settle in for a minute. An example, um, your friend gifted you something and you love it so much. It could be a phone, a mug, a bottle, whatever it is. And one of your other friends or one of your relatives or whoever it is goes ahead and they break it or they destroy it, and automatically the immediate emotion is anger, is pain, is frustration. This is something that you held dear to yourself, but now it's no more, it's gone. But then your friend goes and says, "Oh my God, I'm sorry, it was not intentional, and I can give it back." All these things that people say when they are under the impression of, they have done you wrong. Not under the impression, they have done you wrong, right? And your instinctual or rather immediate response is, "It's okay. You did not mean to. It was not intentional." Emotional intelligence gives room for you to express yourself fully, to express yourself in a manner where your emotional needs have been met and the emotional needs of the other person also have been met. It has never been written anywhere that in a situation with two people, then one person has to feel bad and the other person has to feel good about it. No, there are situations that just calm situation. The situation where no bad blood situation. Let me say it that way. The no bad blood situation. I understand. There is a way you can express yourself. You can say, this was a gift from me. It was dear to me. And I do not appreciate that you were reckless with it. But I also do understand that to some level, it was an accident. It was accidental. You did not intend to do this, right? You have met your own emotional needs. You have spoken out. You have expressed yourself. You have expressed the displeasure. You have expressed the disappointment. You have expressed the fact that you did not appreciate how things went down, right? But at the same time, you have also acknowledged the fact that to some level, it was an accident. To some level, it was not intentional. To some level, yes, they are wrong, but at the end of the day, a mistake is a mistake, right? Yeah. So emotional intelligence gives you room as a person to be able to sort your own, to be able to show up for yourself emotionally while still keeping an open mind about the other party. Now let's dive into the juicy stuff. Who wants to dive in with the juicy stuff? Okay, I want you guys to listen and to listen to me carefully on what I'm going to say next because this is very important. Having a kind and a gentle undertone gives room for you to grow, to develop, and manufacture, not manufacture really, but cultivate yourself in areas of your life that require emotional intelligence. Having a kind and a gentle undertone gives room for you to grow and develop into areas of your life that require emotional intelligence. Every area of our life requires emotional intelligence. How we respond, how we act, how we, reciprocate things in our daily basis, how we speak, even how we just address people and how we walk, even how we dress ourselves. Emotional intelligence is very key. Okay, so Emotional intelligence gives room for you to learn. Having a gentle and a kind undertone gives you room for you to learn. How do you learn? By having a kind and a gentle undertone towards yourself. You give yourself to learn how you deserve to be treated. You know, action speaks louder than words. I don't have even to say that again. We all know that. Well, by having a kind and a gentle undertone towards yourself, you give room for limits when it comes to some certain things. These are areas that I can compromise. These are areas that are, non-negotiable. If you were supposed to meet somebody for a date or a coffee or a business convention or a business, discussion, whatever it is you guys were supposed to meet up, time is time. If we say that we are going to meet at a particular place at 6 for a specific amount of hours or minutes, I need you to be there by that time, right? So if you show up late, then your excuse better be a good one. You cannot tell me that you knew prior to today. Probably even planned this. We've been planning this for about a week. You have known for an entire week that you were supposed to meet me at a particular place, and you know very well that the traffic in your area of living is mad. Then you know very well that you're supposed to maneuver that. If you knew by around 5:30 the traffic is hard because people are getting off of work, people are going wherever, people are doing whatever, then you know definitely well that you were supposed to allocate. You were supposed to sacrifice a few minutes because for you to do the things that you love, for you to do business, for you to grow, a lot of sacrifices have to be made. And when sacrifices, we definitely know that these are uncomfortable changes in our life. Change is always uncomfortable, but the outcomes of it are the best fruits you will ever taste. So you knew we were supposed to have a meeting at around 6, but you did not see it important to leave early. You did not think it important to call me and tell me that I'm going to be late, I'm stuck on traffic. You did not feel the need to let me know that you guys can go ahead and start without me. I will join, right? Promises means promises. If you say you're gonna live up to something, if you say you're gonna do something, if you said you're gonna provide something, then I need you to live up to your end of the bargain. I need you to live up to your end of the bargain because, guys, do you know promises are like dreams in a way if you think of them in a way? Because dreams are the parts of you that you choose to pursue consciously because of a hypothetical outcome. Hypothetical. Hy- Hypothesis is a theory that has not been proven. My geography students, I know. But true. Hypothesis is a theory that has not been proven. That is a goal. A goal is a theory of a particular thing that you vividly know you can do, but its outcome is not proven. Now that is exactly the same thing as a promise. It's a theory that needs proving. You need to show up for your promises. So by having a kind and a gentle undertone, you learn the limits to which you can compromise and areas in which you cannot compromise, totally depending on your situation. Another thing that having a gentle and a kind undertone empowers you or aids you as the beholder is that you learn how you need to be addressed and spoken to as a person. By having a kind and a gentle undertone, you set traps in your mind to trap and capture some certain buzzwords, you know, some certain comparisons, some certain word choices, some certain underestimations, some certain tones that people use around you, right? It could be you just don't genuinely just don't like anyone cussing around you, and that is a non-negotiable for you. And somebody goes ahead and do that. Somebody goes ahead and calls you the F word or the MTF word, and that is, if that is a non-negotiable and that is disrespectful in your book, another thing, ladies and gentlemen, The moment disrespect has been served on the table, let me tell you a secret. The moment disrespect has been served on the table, they have given you room to practice your self worth. Take it and sing it along. Sing it along. Always choose self worth than emotion. Actually, my friends say that. Taylor. Hey, Taylor. My friends say that. Sure, you are OOTD. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, when disrespect has been served on the table, pick, they have given you room to exercise your self worth. It could be they just want to see what you're gonna do now that you're disrespected. And when I say what choices, like the words that people choose to say around you, right? People you meet people and they're like, "Oh my God, you're looking good today. Oh my God, I did not expect you to come this far. I really didn't think you're gonna manage. I really didn't think you're gonna survive. You're gonna succeed. Oh my God, you actually did make it." Those are some of the word choices that people use, and by having a kind of a gentle undertone, you allow yourself to be able to grasp these words when people are talking. Talking about comparison, tend to see who the people around you compare you to. Because whoever the people around you compare you to, that's exactly who they see you to be. If they compare you to that aunt who never completed school, to that aunt who has given birth to numerous kids, to that aunt who just never amounted to anything, that is exactly who they think you to be. That is exactly who they see you to be. We tend to allow people walk and trample all over us because of fear of disappointment. But what I need you to know today is that none of us is really not entitled to being disappointed. We are all entitled to being disappointed. But just as disappointment is an emotion, just like joy, happiness, sadness, But the only difference is if disappointment goes unchecked, if disappointment goes untreated, unaddressed, it turns into resentment. The same way when sadness or anger goes unchecked, turns into hatred. We need to understand that disappointment is just an emotion as the rest, and they are guests in your life. Allow them come, feel what you need to feel. By the end of the day, just as guests need to leave your house, you also need to allow them leave. Okay? Okay. Okay. I also need to enlighten you, or rather to open your eyes into not really actually a hypothetical because it is unproven, but to some extent it is proven. There are some boxes that it ticks. And my hypothetical is, could it be that you treat you the way you treat you because the object of your frustration is out of reach? Could it be that you treat yourself because your object of frustration is just a little bit out of reach? It could be a figure of authority. It could be your parent. It could be a close friend. It could be that you got yourself in a situation with these people, but out of respect, out of caring, out of love, out of kindness, you chose to neglect your own emotional needs at that particular point, so that they don't have to be hurt. You know, could it be that you kept quiet, or rather you did not stand up for yourself, so that you do not disappoint, or what you deem disappointment of the other party to feel that way? What I'm trying to say is, could it be that you were wronged by one of your aunts and you could stand up for yourself with facts and everything, but you chose to be quiet because you did not want your aunt to view you like an irresponsible child, to view you like a rude child, or you did not want it to get to your parents that, you are a very rude child, like you have not been nurtured well. Well, there is this influence I listen to a lot. I think it's JST. Yeah. And he was saying that to the people pleasers, we tend to forget that we are one of the people in this situation as well. So have your needs been met? Are you pleased? Are you secure? Are you safe? Because we tend to neglect a lot of our emotional needs so that we do not disappoint the other party. Well, that is where emotional intelligence come into. Emotional intelligence gives you room as a person to be able to address the issue while still being respectful and still meeting your own needs. That is what emotional intelligence gives you to like that is what emotional intelligence empowers you with. That is what emotional intelligence gives to you. Sometimes we teach and we talk to ourselves in a convicting manner, in a confronting manner, in a bitter manner, just because the people whom we have an issue with are a little bit out of reach. So, I need us to all understand that we all are bruised. We all have undergone trauma, PTSD, bad experiences. So we cannot just go around transferring our own unresolved issues to the first surrogate who meets and check all of our boxes. They are not our object of anger. Why do I say this? You talk bitterly to yourself because your object of anger, in this case, let me say an example, your aunt is slightly out of reach. It could be that you're talking yourself in a confronting manner because you really want to confront your best friend, but you can't. Why? Because you love them. You care for them. You do not want to break their heart. You do not want to break their trust. You do not want to cause them emotional turmoil. Well, if you can transfer all these negative things towards yourself unknowingly, then how many times have you transferred the same thing, the same emotions to somebody else? A practical example, and again, baby boys, I'm so sorry, but this is the best example I could come up with. Also, same goes for the ladies, don't get me wrong. We have a man who is out here scavenging and leaving scars in every woman's heart that has been given to him because a pre-unit sweetheart, a primary school sweetheart, a high school sweetheart broke his heart. 15, 10, 20, probably even 30 years down the lane. But the pain is still there. Now, he is transferring the same anger to every lady that he gets, forgetting that they are not his main object of desire. These are just surrogates for him. And one thing we tend to forget is that the thing about surrogates is that you'll never get enough until you get to your main object of anger. If the problem is your aunt, then it doesn't matter how many of your aunties, how many of your friends, or how many of your TikTok aunties, Instagram auntie, whatever, you are rude to, you speak rudely to, you behave the same way you want to behave with your aunt, it never goes away. It will never go away. Only until you confront that specific auntie of yours will those feelings of aggression, feelings of anger, thoughts of all those things that you really feel like you want to tell or do to your aunt will never go away until you actually approach themselves, your main source of anger. Another thing is you only get hurt by the people around you, and it is totally okay. It is totally normal because we give trust. Trust is earned and it is given. But whatever the trusted person you have chooses to do with that particular information is totally unto them. Trust is given and trust is broken also out of choice. To me, it is black and white, by the way. I'm sorry to say. But when it comes to trust, I choose. I choose to trust you. I choose to give you the information. I choose to have you as one of my trusted people around. And I know deep down that if you will also choose to break my trust. It is as blank as that. Don't let anybody tell you that, oh, I slipped up. Oh, no, 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 my brother. Your type is not my type. And I'm not stupid. Simple. Truth of the matter is, they knew what they had, they knew exactly how to fuck it up, but they do not know how to get it back. What I'm trying to tell you is, you cannot teach everyone how to respect you. As a matter of fact, you cannot teach anyone how to respect you. Respect is earned, respect is given. You only respect what you see the value in. You only respect what you see value in. You only respect what brings value. You respect money because you know the value that money has. You respect water because you know the value that water has. You respect fire because you know what the value that fire has. So it is the same thing. You can't teach somebody how to respect you. If they do not respect you, they do not see your value. Do not give them a blueprint on how to get you back, just to screw you all over again, to hurt you all over again, just for you to repeat the same cycle again. Guys, toxicity in relationship goes both ways. Informations have been shared in between. You were wronged, you knew you were wronged, but when they came back asking exactly how to get you back, you gave them a foolproof blueprint on how to get you back so that they can do it all over again. Sometimes the best way to teach anybody your value is to take a step back and leave. Again, when disrespect is served on the table, please practice your self worth. Up and leave. The final thing that I personally feel emotional intelligence gives you as a person is that you get to learn that everyone in this world is entitled to their own opinions, but you yourself, you are not entitled into believing what they say. We have grown up, we have had people who've poured both positive and negative things into our cups. We have had people we have had both, both shares of both negative and the positive side of life, but you are not entitled into believing anything in the slightest what the other person says about you. The final thing that I really, really, really feel that having a kind and a gentle undertone gives you to a person is that it improves and gives the possibility of a relationship, of an interpersonal intra or it gives room or possibility for a personal relationship between you and yourself. You know, you get to see the areas in which there is something lacking. You get to know the areas in which you need to put more work than others. If you had nobody pouring into your cup words of affirmation, words of encouragement, words of courage, and all these things, knowledge, wisdom, and you, emotional intelligence gives room for you to know exactly what you need and solutions on how to do that. If growing up you weren't able to get these experiences that everyone had, going out for parties, sleepovers, even having your own birthday party, emotional intelligence gives you the enlightenment that you do not need somebody else to come to your rescue. At the end of the day, if nobody comes to your rescue, you have to do that work. You have to pick yourself up, dust yourself up, and actually move. That is what emotional intelligence does for you as a person. It gives you the strength, the courage to stand up when you fall down. It gives you the strength and the courage to accept the bitter truth that maybe you were never the loved one when you were growing up. Maybe you're not the preferred one at home. Probably you are not the preferred girl he wants. You know what? Enough is enough. I need a different route. I need a different direction. You do not have to get disappointed every time for you to learn a lesson. That is what emotional intelligence does. It gives room for you to learn a lesson before you are actually even hurt. It gives room for you to see the breadcrumbs. My friends and I, we say we Bosco, Bosco people. Bosco, Bosco. Yeah. Well, emotional intelligence allows you not to bosco all the way to whoever is boscoing you. Emotional intelligence allows you to, in the third bosco, you're like, you know what? Maybe the first time they yelled at you. The second time they said, you know what, you're not even exactly what I thought you are. And the third time they were like, you are not even what I want. Do not wait for a fourth time. They practically told you you're not exactly what they want. So do not bosco yourself all the way to the end of the line just for you to get hurt. Emotional intelligence gives room for you to be able to learn your lessons before you're hurt. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys really listen to. I'm not telling you to just pick me and listen to me alone. I am just trying to create a safe space to help you understand some of the things that you might. You have all the answers, they're just right under your nose. It is just that the seasons and the situations of our lives are different, and we all learn different things during different seasons. And sometimes it is very, very important for you to slow down and for you to slow your roll and actually just be a good listener. Don't be quick to talk, just be a good listener. Listen to everything that everyone is saying. Listen to your environment. Observe your environment. Majority of these answers, we have them, they're just a little bit out of our reach. All you have to do is extend your hand and grasp it. That was all for today. I really hope you guys had fun. I know I had fun. And thank you so much. I love, love, love creating content for you guys. And I'm really hoping this was helpful and beneficial to some of you, if not all of you. And see you again next time. Ciao.